Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, April 15th. We'll have more on the reintroduction of a Penn State landmark to campus, as well as updates on changes coming to State College's Borough Council.
We'll also have updates on an apartment shooting in Indiana, along with entertainment, sports, and interview. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kaitlyn Pfeifer.
And I'm Conroy. The Penn State landmark Old Willow is a tree that's been on Penn State's campus for 3 generations. It's now getting replanted for its 4th generation. This new generation of Old Willow has been growing in a campus nursery since 2021. It's made up of careful cuttings from the previous tree before it was brought down by strong winds. The original tree was planted in 1859, and legend says it was obtained by the first Penn State president. Penn State's Office of Physical Plant has grown more than 30 offspring of the 3rd generation, so the legend of Old Willow can live on forever.
A State College Borough Council member will step down about 20 months early next month. Divine Lipscomb's resignation will be effective May 12th. He described his decision as difficult and that it follows much consideration. Lipscomb is the first Black council member in State College. He was elected in November 2021 and is also the first formerly incarcerated member. The council has 45 days to fill the seat, with a requirement for a qualified and registered voter of the borough. The appointee will serve the remainder of Lipscomb's term through 2025.
2 men are facing charges after an attempt to steal thousands of dollars from local banks with fake driver's license and fake identities. Arthur Smith of New Jersey and Jason Arzu of New York both admitted to taking part in the scheme. Smith was recognized by a teller at First National Bank on East College Ave. The staff were notified that the same man had attempted fraudulent activity earlier in the day at a Juniata County branch. Both men were arraigned on Thursday, and bail was set at 10% of $220,000 for the both of them. Preliminary hearings for the case are scheduled for April 17th.
The last remaining Rite Aid location in Center County will soon close. The drugstore chain identified its store on North Atherton Street is among 17 locations for closure. This reconstructing comes after a bankruptcy court filing last Tuesday. 3 other Rite Aid stores in Center County shuttered at the end of 2023 as well. No closing date has been provided for the North Atherton location. Now, temperatures are high as we move to spring, but there are some April showers still on the way. Gavin Sandell with Campus Weather Service has more. Let's take a look.
From the students of the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm student meteorologist Gavin Sandell here with your Monday evening forecast. Taking a time-lapse view of Beaver Stadium throughout the day, we have had some nice, precious blue skies throughout the day, and we had a nice sunrise as well. Currently, as it stands here in State College, we're sitting at a nice temperature of 73 degrees here, and really very nice conditions for April as those blue skies continue. Our feels-like temperature is just at about 73, which means we're not seeing a lot. Although actually the wind right now at 20 miles an hour is quite a bit. We are seeing some gusts, but our dew point is 41. My lips are certainly chapped, and you might have noticed it might be a little bit dry outside. The high temperature so far today, 73 degrees in State College is our high, and much warmer as you go really south and east down in near Delco, Philadelphia area. 84 degrees was their high today, which is very warm for this time of year. A little bit cooler as you go northwest, but still 60 degrees in Erie is warmer than average. And for the entire state, a lot of orange and red, especially as you go southeast. 64 should be the normal high in Philadelphia. They eclipsed that by 20 degrees, and 6 degrees is their difference in Erie as well. And really this entire area, not only the eastern portion of the country, really the eastern 2/3 of the country, I'd say, is enveloped in all this red, which means there's lots above average conditions to work with. Speaking of the radar, we're not seeing much on the radar now, and that will continue on throughout the day today, tonight, and tomorrow as well. We're going to kick it right to 4:30 tomorrow. We're seeing a high of 69, a little bit lower than what we saw today. But as we go into Tuesday night, we'll see some cloud maybe pop up. And as we go into Wednesday, that's when we'll start to see some April showers. Nothing horrible with flooding-related concerns, but it'll be more of nuisance-type rain, persisting throughout the day, maybe scattering on and off. But as you go into the afternoon on Wednesday, rain will be in the forecast, maybe impacting your evening commute as well. And that will continue too into Wednesday night. And then Thursday, we're at 6:30 a.m. right now. And that rain will just continue to funnel in and create itself until really we get into the Thursday night period when we'll start to have a little bit of a break. And what does this all mean? Although we will have a lot of rain, or duration-wise, we won't see too much on the rainfall gauges. Just about half an inch is forecast in the State College, and that should remain pretty constant through the state. Maybe about a 3/4 of an inch here up in Erie. But no rain to work with tonight. 42 degrees will be your low, a little bit below average in our time of year, and we'll see mostly clear conditions. Not much, just about 5 to 10 mile an hour winds in the wind department. Tomorrow, 70 degrees as that warmth will continue, just a little bit lower than what we saw today with our high of 74 here at Beaver Stadium, but still quite the nice day in State College. That'll continue until we get to Wednesday. Those temperatures will dip to 58 degrees, but as we go into the end of the week, once that rain starts to move out, going into Friday, Saturday and Sunday should be pretty nice, albeit no precipitation and a little bit cooler. And Monday should look good as well, flirting with the 60s. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I'm student meteorologist Gavin Sandell. Have a good night.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Jenna Wisman with your sports update. Number 24 ranked Penn State women's lacrosse beat number 4 ranked Maryland 12-11 in an upset win on Saturday. Heading into the game, Maryland was vying for the top seed in the Big Ten tournament, but now they need a little more help getting there. The Terps led by 4 goals at the half, but their many fouls in the second half gave the Nittany Lions 6 free position goals, making it hard to come back. Kristen O'Neill and Gretchen Gilmore both earned hat tricks, and it's important to note, too, that Gretchen is only a point away from 100 career points. This game marked Penn State's 3rd ranked upset of the season. The Nittany Lions will return home on Thursday to take on Johns Hopkins at 5:30 for their final regular season game. Now it's never too early to start talking about Penn State football. On Saturday, the team was in Beaver Stadium for the first time this year to play in the annual spring game. The game brought tons of fans back to Happy Valley for a little tease of the 2024 season this fall. The white team was able to earn a 27-0 victory over the blue team, with starting quarterback Drew Aller throwing for 202 yards and a touchdown. We even got to see some new faces as A.J. Harris marked 7 tackles, including 2 tackles for loss. The game concluded Penn State's spring practice calendar and left fans excited for what's to come. Moving on, Scotty Scheffler clinched his 2nd green jacket at the 88th edition of the Masters. This marked a significant milestone in his golfing career. His victory was achieved in just his 5th start at Augusta National. It places him among the elite group of golfers who have earned the title twice. Scheffler finished at 11 under and won by a commanding 4 strokes. The win was remarkable, but for Scotty, he was just ready to hurry home to his wife Meredith, who is due with their firstborn child later this month. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Alexa Spilatris has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
All of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State. Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, you're here with Aiden Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss. Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment. We are Red Carpet News.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Alexis Belatris with your entertainment update. Get ready for the ultimate celebration of music and community at the annual Moving On Music Festival. The event is hitting the intramural fields on Friday, April 26th. Since 1975, Moving On has been a cherished tradition, offering top-tier talent in a substance-free environment. This year's lineup features the 502s, Freddie Gibbs, Sexy Red, and Day Glow. Gates open at 3:30 p.m. and it ends at 10:30 p.m. It's exclusively for Penn State students 18 and above, so don't forget your valid ID. Make sure to visit movingon.org for more details. And just the next day, on April 27th, get ready for an unforgettable night in Beaver Stadium. Just 12 days away, prepare to be swept off your feet by the electrifying performance of country sensation Luke Combs. With anticipation building and excitement in the air, fans love the songs after the reveal of the set list. Don't miss your chance to be part of this epic event. It's sure to be a night that will be remembered at Penn State for history. And here we go with more music news. Coachella Weekend 1 just happened this past weekend, and it was nothing short of spectacular. Lana Del Rey stole the show with her Lanacella performance, surprising fans by bringing out Billie Eilish for an unforgettable duet. But the surprises don't stop there. From Olivia Rodrigo joining Gwen Stefani on stage to Justin Bieber's epic comeback. Even Mean Girls actress Renee Rapp rocked the stage with Kesha for a sensational performance of TikTok. But the excitement isn't over just yet. Stay tuned for more Coachella magic next weekend. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, interview anchor Courtney Green will be speaking with Tim Rogers, the president of Penn State Network Television. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Ready, mics? 3, 2, fade in on 2, mic and cue.
This is Nittany Talk.
I would say spring.
Slow down.
And he knew that. How do you say
I know.
She continues to hold her values and everything though. And I think that that's really important. So yeah, and self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
Bye.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart.
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts,
creators,
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before, so welcome to the family.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo. You're here with Aiden Harrell.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So insane, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss. Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment. We are Red Carpet News.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
That the natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
I've been lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State,
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State. Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Courtney Green, and joining me tonight is Tim Rogers, the president of Penn State Television Network. Thank you so much for coming in tonight, Tim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Good. No, this is awesome. So I want to hear all about why you chose broadcast journalism as your major, because I know you were so involved in someone that we all look up to here in the Willard Building.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was honestly early on. I would probably say around second grade, which I know it's crazy. Like everybody's like, oh my God, like, how did you have it figured out? Some people don't have it figured out when coming to college, which that's totally normal.
Yeah.
But I always grew up watching SportsCenter in the morning before I would go to school or whatever. And right then and there, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to produce this, or I want to be able to talk about it for the rest of my life. So very early on, I kind of knew that this was the path that I wanted to take.
That's awesome. Yeah. When you say produce, how has your kind of work as a producer grown since freshman year to now? Because I know you've worked on shows like Nittany Talk, you've worked on shows like Penn State Sports Night. What do you kind of do in your day-to-day, and how has that changed, and what have you learned?
Yeah, I mean, for me coming in as a senior now, but coming in during the COVID year, it was very hard to kind of get involved. I mean, there wasn't much of, your stereotypical PSN TV network at the time.
Totally
it was
agree.
just News and Sports Night were really the two that were spearheading and available to go to. And that was all the way in Innovation Park, which I know half the people here probably don't even know what that is right now. So it was basically just trying to find who I was and put myself out there in a situation where I didn't have any friends coming into it. I was the only one coming from my high school here to Penn State.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I didn't really know anybody.
What does that feel like coming in not knowing anybody?
Well, it was almost a breath of fresh air at the same time, because I get to find out who I was. It wasn't, who I was with my high school friends or, what I used to do in high school. It was a fresh start. And I think that's kind of what I really wanted. And, our high school also did not have any broadcast journalism clubs.
Same, me neither. We had no equipment, nothing like that. No experience doing that.
So it was basically just try to get my feet wet as quickly as possible. And I joined Sports Night right away. And then, over time, I figured out how much I truly loved it.
Mhm.
And I always tried to put myself against the best member at the time. And I always looked up to that person, and I always had the competitive spirit of, okay, by week 8, I'm going to be better than this person, just because that's how my brain functions. I know it's weird, but
I don't think it's weird at all. I hear that all the time from very successful people.
and that's what I needed to get me through. And so by the end of my sophomore year, I became producer for Penn State Sports Night.
Mhm. Which is a great honor, being a sophomore and getting to do that.
Yes. And I had a ton of incredible alumni now that were able to totally help me through that journey and get me to where I was.
Yeah.
And then we kind of started building this PSN TV executive board and this executive network. And I was like, okay, like this is something that we can join all of these shows and all of these creative ideas that every college kid has some sort of idea that they've always wanted to talk about. And that's something that I've learned as president is everybody has some little creative idea that can go such a long way. It's my job to give them that opportunity.
Yeah.
And, I started out as being Thon chair, and that is probably the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life.
What year did you do that? What
So
year
I
were you
did Thon chair last year.
Okay.
It was a brand new position at the time. And just to see, we didn't raise as much money as maybe I wanted to, but the fact that every single dollar counted, and to see the faces come Thon weekend of just the energy in the Bryce Jordan Center, to know that Penn State Network Television had somewhat of a part to play in that,
Yeah.
that's how I knew I needed to keep going and
That's
keep doing my
awesome.
thing. So I applied to be president, and I got it with a lot of luck, and I've been doing my
lot of
best
hard
with
work.
it.
You
I've been
earned
doing
it.
my best with it.
Yeah, all right.
So
So do you yourself pick who comes under you? Because I know you just said you built out this big exec board, which I've totally seen since being a freshman, now being a senior. Who and how do you kind of pick the next group of people to fill in those slots as you and everyone else leaves?
yeah, I'm very fortunate enough to have a really good executive team surrounding me, and they were very helpful in, helping me with this process of picking people. I was one of 2 returning executive members coming into this year. So it's basically building a whole new executive team. So there was a lot of application processes, a lot of interviews. But I truly feel we were able to get a group now that doesn't have the best interests for themselves, but for this whole
group.
organization.
Yeah.
And so they're the ones that are really helping me and be able to make these decisions and make these fun events that we have going on. So without them, I wouldn't be able to do any of this.
That's awesome. What was something that was really surprising to you this year that you would not have had on your bingo card coming in back in September?
Ooh, good question. I would say when it comes to the network, it's the amount of new shows that have come in with new ideas. We were able to just get 2 new ones this semester alone in At the Desk, which is a politics type history show, and just the way that they're able to put a spin on that and make it entertaining for our audience is awesome. And then Game Show 101. It's such a clever idea, and the fact that nobody wanted to really pursue that and nobody wanted to push that until this year, it just shows how creative everybody can be.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what surprised me, is that everybody wants a little piece of something that's their own. And it's really special to be able to be that helping hand and guide them along to get that finished product the way they want it to be.
It's really awesome that you say that, because my next question that I wanted to ask you before we kind of wrap up is, what advice do you have to freshmen that are coming up now that you're a senior and you've lived through COVID and now trying to find a job and all of this stuff that you go through going through college?
I would say I have 2 things. One, don't think it's a long 4 years. It's very quick. It goes by very, very quickly. So take advantage of it as much as you can, and have fun. That's the biggest thing when it comes to this. Is people think it's your everyday job. You gotta get straight A's in your classes or whatever. Have fun, make friends, make memories, because you don't know when you'll ever get this opportunity again. So take advantage of it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Of
Thanks
course,
for coming
thank you.
in. Yeah. All right. So That was Tim telling us more about his experience with PSN television. Now stick around because coming up next, Brendan and Kaitlyn will have the latest news from across the nation.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with Baby Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kip.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss. Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment. We are Red Carpet News.
California Marine is no longer facing criminal charges after being accused of having sexual relations with a missing 14-year-old girl. She was found in his barracks with him last summer. The decision to drop allegations came from the girl and her family through the girl's attorney. Before the plea, Marine Avery Rosario faced charges of sexual assault and was arrested last June. Rosario's attorney said in court that her client had a genuine belief the girl was 21 years old. The family of the teen has no further comment.
A 44-year-old Southern Californian woman is receiving 15 years to life in prison after causing a fatal crash. Courtney Pandolfi pleaded guilty to second-degree murder earlier this year, avoiding trial. Prosecutors said that Pandolfi was under the influence of cocaine and methamphetamine when she drove her Jeep SUV onto a sidewalk in Anaheim in August 2020. She struck and killed Yesenia Aguilar, who was 8 months pregnant. Pandolfi had previous DUI convictions in 2008, 2015, and 2016. Pandolfi also admitted to driving under the influence of drugs in November 2019 after using the illegal drugs while awaiting trial.
A veteran police officer is now dead after his cruiser was struck by another vehicle in a traffic stop in eastern Nebraska. First responders arrived in minutes to the accident, and bystanders were found trying to help Ross Bartlett before being flown to a hospital in Lincoln. The driver who hit Bartlett was a 49-year-old man from the city of Crate and was not seriously hurt. The 54-year-old officer had served since 2017 and was also a volunteer firefighter. He left behind a wife and daughter.
3 people have been found shot and killed at an apartment complex in central Indiana. Officers discovered 2 women and 1 man dead around 7:15 p.m. Friday while responding to reports of the gunfire. The victims were 19-year-old Aaliyah Wortman, 19-year-old London Coleman, and 27-year-old Spencer Larson Jr. They received immediate medical attention but were pronounced dead at the scene. No immediate arrests were made. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.